Hi, everyone. Bethy's having car issues, and I had kid issues yesterday. So, here is what we worked on last week. He is now finished. Let me see if I can. Just a little more so you can see the very bottom. Because everybody kept asking, how do you do dolly? How do you do this, that, or how do you put somebody on to a dresser? So I'll cover that again here in just a second. But hi, Brooke. Thank you, Brooke. He did. He really looks good. Remember, it did go to about here, so I blended here, and it ended about here, so I blended just his shirt down to that very last drawer. And then I put the little volume buttons on there. They look like volume buttons. Let me see if I can get you a little closer. See if you can see that. They don't really turn, but they're just handles. The top was, so I used true black, but the top, no matter how much I sanded, I just couldn't get it. Black is unforgiving. Let's just say that. So I couldn't get it the way I wanted it. I couldn't get it smooth enough to where the black looks smooth. So I've never done this before, but this is like faux leather. And I basically just upholstered it to the top of the dresser. And then I sealed it with liquid wax matte just to make sure, like in the stitching right here, it just didn't get, it won't snag. Hi, Brianna. Hi, Ann. Beth's running late. She's having car issues. She stopped at the post office, and I something about her purse or something. But this is what we finished last week. I mean, we started last week and we did finish it, but I'll take you guys through the process one more time to kind of, if you guys missed it last week. So I started with just a wood dresser, and you just need to get your picture to about a 300 pixels per square inch. Just take it to any Kinko's, anybody who can print on, it's like a big wide roll, and you want just the 20-pound weight. They're going to want to upcharge you and try to get you to go to a thicker weight like a cardstock, but it is too hard to work with. So it is basically just very thin paper. So that's, I had them print too, just in case I do mess up. And most of the time somebody sees it and wants me to make another one, then I already have it on. I already have the second one ready. So basically what I did from there, once I got the picture I wanted and I got it printed, I took the measurements of my dresser, my height and my width from my top drawer to my bottom drawer. I'll measure each drawer. And I just want to make sure that, like, if I would have brought this all the way up, a drawer would have been like right on his eyes. So I would have cut basically right across his eyes. So I was like, well, I can't do that. So I went up a little bit higher, and then he was a little bit lower on the, that's why I had to blend about 2 or 3 inches at the bottom, which is fine. But that way, when I went to cut, it is, between his eyes and his nose, and you definitely don't want to cut through the mouth. So you just have to measure and lay it out and just kind of figure out where those cuts are going to be. And then I just cut them, and then I just have 1, 2, 3, 4. I had 5 pieces, and you just start with the top drawer. So I use liquid wax matte. I use a hot iron, and I use parchment paper. So you want to put the liquid wax down, and then you want to put your first piece on. You want to make sure you kind of know where you want it, so you don't have him. I mean, because if I would do him exactly centered to the paper, which is about what it turned out to be, but you just want to make sure that if it's a little bit wonky one way or the other, you don't want it to look off center. So the liquid wax mat, I start in the center of the piece of paper. And I put the liquid wax mat down. I have my piece of paper on my drawer. There's Miss Edmund. Let's see what she's up to. Miss Bethy. Everybody say hi to Bethy.
Hi, everybody. You didn't click me. I'm not on. You're not on my page.
I'm on the Crafty Edge.
What the? Oh, there it is. I'm trying to watch, and I'm like, where is she?
You crazy? You got to help me say hello to people. Hi, Lori. Hi, Jana.
Everybody.
Hi, Rebecca, Sandy, Jennifer, Carol.
Hi, everybody. I'm sitting at the post office stranded.
She's stranded. Now, what happened? I told him I didn't quite get the story. You locked your purse in the car?
No. I left my purse at home. I left my car running, and I loaded all the boxes I needed to ship. I left without making sure I had my keys in my purse. So I get to the post office, and I take everything in, pick up a package I need to pick up, and then I come to get back in my car to start my car, and my car is dead.
Oh, because you didn't have you had no fob.
Keys. Yeah, so I'm sitting here with the doors open. Thank God it's a nice full day, and it's not 90,000 degrees, or I would be dead. So there's that.
Very true.
So
Very
I'm
true.
The upside, so I'm so sorry that I'm not there with you. I'm going to do my best. I'm waiting on Randall to get here. So.
Okay. Well, I'm covering what we did last week right now.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay.
See you guys later.
Bye. Oh, poor girl. Sometimes we say it never ends. But I'll have my drawer, and I have my piece of paper cut to fit that drawer. And then I put my liquid wax mat from one side, center to one side. I get that to lay down. I do it the same thing to the other, because paper gets wet, paper's going to stretch. So if you start at one end, I found by the time you get to this other end, you've stretched the paper. So if you start in the center, one side, center to one side, I put my parchment paper down. Again, no liquid wax on top yet, just on the underneath side. I iron it, and then I just let it set until the next day. Most of the wrinkles and the bubbles and all that have dissipated at that point. So there's really nothing much you need to do. So when you go to the second drawer, I seal the top. So that's the last thing you do. I take my first drawer and match it up to my second drawer. So my piece of paper, I'm now matching up to drawer one, because at that point, that's going to be my guide all the rest of the way down. So, and I just do the same thing. Start in the center, lay down the liquid wax mat, go. Again, lay down the liquid wax mat underneath, go. Parchment paper on top, iron it. Again, drawer one now can go into its home, and drawer two is now going to be my guide for 3, and then 3 for 4, and 4 for 5. And again, on this one, it would have fit perfectly top to bottom, but I would have had to have cut right in his eyes. So I didn't want to cut through his eyes. Hi, Sandy. Hi, the Crafty Edge. And so from this point down, I just blended. So it's hard to see because I can't get it far enough back. But basically about 2 or 3 inches at the bottom, I just blended him into the dresser. Just his tie and his shirt. And I did his hair a little bit at the top and added just a little bit, so it has some brush strokes running through it. And put the volume buttons. And again, I had never done anything like adding fabric to a dresser, but I did, because this top of this dresser was, the more I sanded, it was just like gum. It was really strange, and I couldn't get the pattern that they had put on it off. So I took the piece of this. It's just faux leather. There goes all the drawers. And I cut it a little bit bigger, flipped it on its head, and then I just tacked it all the way around on the underneath side, doing my corners just like you would if you were doing a cushion or anything like that. And then I sealed it with the liquid wax mat too, just so these little gold squares in here is string, or where they've sewn those on. And I just didn't want those, if somebody put something up there, that it would catch, like their necklace or something. And I didn't want it to, come unraveled. So I sealed it. Plus, if somebody spills something on it now, it's fine. It won't soak through to the wood. So there he is. He's finished. He can now go to the sales floor. But again, I started with True Black, one step. And then from then I used liquid wax to put on the decoupage and also to seal the top. So that one will be ready to head out to the floor. We'll see who loves him. I'm going to move him out of the way. I don't know about you guys, but it cooled down here. Woo! We had our last 100th day yesterday. So, hi, Carol. So again, this is what we started with. I don't know if you guys could see it last week. It was in the hallway. So, of course, I always forget to take before pictures. So, as I'm stripping the doors off, the center door here was on hinges and it came off. These two were really not supposed to come off, but I took them off anyway because it had this metal mesh stuff that I needed. I didn't want it on there anymore. And the glass was pretty smoke stained brown glass. So, the only way to get that clean was to basically take the doors off. They were some screws on the inside, and then there was pegs on the outside. But I was so proud of myself once I got all the glass and everything taken off and all the handles and the drawers and the hinges. And I literally had this like probably 6 by 6 by 6 box of hardware. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to get this thing put back together. But I did yesterday, and I didn't even have any extra pieces. So I was super happy. So this is what we started with. And this is where we're at now. So you guys can see it. The 2 bottom drawers are still not on it, because that is what we're going to do the inlays on. So I went and found some fabric. I took the back off. The back's not actually, the fabric's still damp because it literally just got here. So I got it on, but the back's not 100% secure yet. Again, this is the only door that opens. But I took out that chicken wire because it was, with the fabric on the back, it just needs to be bright and airy comparatively of what we had, this dark hole that we started with. So it was just so dark. And no matter how much I tried to get the smoke and the nicotine off the wood, it had damaged the finish. So at that point, either I was going to have to sand it down and restain it or do something fun. So we decided we were going to do something fun with it. Hi, Patty. Hi, Melinda. Hi, Suzanne. I'm doing my best. That's a best job. But hey, we'll get it. She's at the post office. Locked out of her car because she left her purse and her key fob. It let her get to the post office, and then it wasn't going to let her go any further. Been there, done that. So what we're going to use today is from IOD. It's called a paint inlay. I know Beth took one last week, and I'm not exactly sure. I didn't get to watch it, but you're supposed to put it on while the paint is wet. So I called on my little IOD buddies and some of my people who do a lot of furniture, and they use a lot of the IOD and the redesign images and things and decoupage and papers and transfers. And I said, how do you guys use this on furniture? And so I had a couple of girls tell me that they go ahead, and because I love one step, because I don't like to have to seal unless I have to. So I went ahead and did my one step, my 2 coats, because this was super dark. And I went ivory lace. So I put my 2 coats on. And I was going to surprise Beth. I'm going to use her favorite product, Liquid Wax Matte, to get the inlay on. So let's hope that we can get this. This will work. But the fabric that I put on the back, I tried to find something that was kind of like looked close to the inlay. So this is the fabric up close. It's just like an ivory lace I think they called it horse and carriage. But when you look at the inlay, ooh, I love this camera. Here's one of them that we could use on the door. We could use this one. And then remember, this is what the fabric looks like. And then there is a few more. And these you can lay down and do 3 different times. They're good three different times. So we had that first one I showed you. And then we have this one that we could use. Or we could use, we have 2 doors, so we can use 2 out of 3. We have this one. So this one looks like they're looking, some little kids are scouting out some birds. And then this one, kind of, I guess that they're at the entrance of somewhere. I kind of like this one. What do you guys think? Hi, Kay. Got 2. Oh, we got Kay, and then we have Sandy and Patty. Hi, you guys. We're trying to decide which inlays to use. Let me show them to you again. I'm going to show you the fabric again, and I'm going to show you the inlays again. So here's the fabric that's on the top of the back. Just kind of like they have horses and carriages and people, and there's some little kids down here. So these are the 3 we have to choose from, because I don't remember which one. Beth took one of the 4. I don't know I don't even remember what it looks like. So here's number 1. What do you guys think about this one? We can use 2 out of the 3. So we have this one. So here's number 2. I kind of like that one because I like this. I can't do it. It's backwards. I like this like little, I don't know what it is, some statue or something. And here's number 3. Could you make a copy of the material in the printer so it matches maybe? You probably definitely could, but we wanted to play with these IODs, and I think it's going to be pretty darn, I mean, this is on the top, and these are going to be on the very bottom. So the inlays are going to be down here, and that's going to be up there. And I think it looks pretty darn good. I mean, everything doesn't have to be perfectly matchy-matchy. So you have, let me see if I can get this fabric. This is when you need 4 hands or 6 hands. So here is the fabric. And here's one of the inlays. I think it's kind of like similar themes. So that was number 3. 1 and 2. Sandy says 1 and 2, and then I have a 2 and 3. I love 1, but 2 and 3 best together. So that was 3. So you guys are thinking, well, crud that. My camera. One day I'm going to get this right. So there, are these the ones we're thinking? Everybody? 2 and 3? Make sure I got them right. Use those 2. Don't use the lady. What do you think, Bethy? Yes. All right. Okay. So again, we're going to try this. Instead of doing it on wet paint, we're going to try it with the liquid wax matte. It's going to take a few minutes to dry. So I put some fans in the other room to let that do. And then we can, while they're drying, oh, it's Bethy again. Hello? What? 1 and 2. Was that? Don't use the kids. Let me see. Okay. Don't use the kids and the birds. All right. All right. Got it. Bye. She's vetoing the kids. So we're going to use this one. And this one. What do you guys think? We good? Everybody good? We're going to use these two. All right. Let me put these others away because I don't want to get water on them or liquid wax mat on them and mess them up. But you can use them 3 times. So here's my door that go here on the cabinet. That should be the top. So that would be this door right here. And then this door would be here for that one. So I just want to make sure we get it on there correctly. So we'll put this one on that one. I'm going to set it down because I can only do one at a time. Figured Bethy'd be doing one and I'd be doing one. But I did hear the car dinging, everyone. Heard the car dinging. Doug. So this is what my girls said. They said, lay down the liquid wax mat. Put your inlay down. And I'm assuming, no, I guess you would just do it. You would do it. I may have to, let me look at it. I want to make sure I do it correctly. On the side, design side, the design goes down. No, you can do it on liquid wax mat. I call all my friends, but the design goes down, right? So like where the darkest part goes against the okay, that's what I thought. I just want to make sure. Yes, so we're gonna try it. I know. I said your favorite product. Okay. Are you in Edmond though? Oh, okay. All right, sweetheart. Bye. Oh, she's crazy, but she's on her way. We all have crazy lives. That is for sure. So it goes dark side down. So it'll go down like this. And I just want to make sure kind of how the layout's going to be. And it's got grids. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's got grid. And so you can, it'll help you guide your edges. But I just want to make sure that it's, far enough up on the top and to the bottom, about the same. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. I can go back and blend in anything if we look at it and we're like, oh, it needs this or it needs that. Easy peasy. Just blend a little bit of paint with it. So I'm just trying to get it kind of centered on the board or the door or whatever you're doing. If you're doing a canvas or you're doing, I guess you could really do anything, whatever your heart's desire. But my heart is all about furniture. So that's what I do. And now Beth would be like, quit measuring. But so I kind of know exact where I want it. So what I'm going to do is give me a little piece of blue tape. And just kind of mark it. And then I'll pull it back off here in a minute of where I know I want it to start on the top. That'll just give me a little guide. And I'm just going to crease it right here, knowing that's where the edge is going to go. And I'm going to crease it right there, so I know that's where that edge goes. And we should be good. So I made some little creases on the edges, so I know where it goes. And we are going to give this a whirl. because they are saying liquid wax mat will work. And I had some. What did I do with it? Holy. Oh, it's on the other dresser. I pushed into the hallway. So this is what they told me to do. Liquid wax mat. Put it down. You're going to take a damp washcloth and get it damp and get it all worked into your crevices. You could also bray it. Mine's got a lot of indents, you know, on the drawer. So I'm thinking the wet wash rag or a brush might be the best thing. But again, we're trying this, so it's going to be something new. We're always trying to try something new. My top thingy. All wonky. I took that home. So I took the weekend off because it was my granddaughter's birthday. So I took the bottom of the hutch home to paint it so I would make it. And then they had a school thing last night. Oh my goodness. So I'm going to put it up here because I definitely don't want to get it wet yet. Better get me a drink. I do have a little bit of water just in case I need it. And this is a dry brush. So I'm gonna get it damp, not dripping damp, but a little damp. You always want to start with a damp brush, not a dry brush. And again, you're gonna have to, I kind of know where it's gonna be, like it's not gonna be on all the edges. So I'm gonna put the liquid wax down. I'll pick up that piece of tape at the very end and add some more in that one spot. I just want to make sure I'm getting it everywhere. And it dries fast, you know, you guys. So lickety split. And that's the one thing. If it doesn't work, we just paint back over it and start again on something else with something else. It's really not that big a deal. That's what I always say. People always get all worked up about stuff. And I always say everything is fixable. You can fix anything. Pull that little piece of blue tape off. And now I'm just going to want to, got it on there. And then they said they took their wet wash rag and got it wet and worked it down into the crevices. You don't want your wash rag just dripping wet. You just want it damp. Make sure that gets down in there into that groove. Again, if it doesn't work, well, put some paint on it and try it. Can't hurt anything. Can always repaint, and it won't take very long if you had to repaint a door. Try something fun and try something new. Just want to make sure I'm really getting it down into those grooves. Use a little bit of water just to make sure I really have it worked down into those grooves. Liquid wax. Making sure it's down into that groove. And then, you can always use your brayer. This new brayer. Just make sure it's nice and flat in the spots on the top. And on something like this, I really am okay if it's just not 100% perfect. It kind of just gives it that character and that look. I think we're good on this one. Make sure it's set down. Then I'm going to put it in front of a fan. We're going to let it dry. And then they said you'll get it damp again and pull it off. And again, these are supposed to be usable 3 different times. So now it's on there. And again, it's not exactly, perfect. Just where it had to go down into the crevices and stuff. But I think it'll be super cute once it comes off. So everybody's kids going back to school. Somebody said you are fast. I think I'm being slow. She hasn't told me about her brother-in-law, so I'm not exactly sure. She'll have to give us an update when she gets here on her brother-in-law. She didn't tell me today on that. And then, let's see, Alabama's in the house. Sandy's here. Jackie, Allison, hi. So, let's try the second one. I don't paint the inside of my doors because you're never going to see them. And especially on a piece you're going to sell. I'm going to do this a little bit different. I'm just going to really start to work it down into those grooves. Because I went the wrong way. Everybody's kiddolas started back to school. We got 3 in. We got a pre-K. And then the twins are both in first grade, of course. And then Skylar graduated this past year. So it's the first time in a long time we didn't have to deal with college stuff. Which is crazy. I know she is super glad. She is done. I do not blame her. So again, I'm just going to put my little piece of blue tape. I have creasing my little edges at the top. Again, I'm going to kind of work it down in it before I put the wax on and get it wet. Pick it up, just kind of set it to the side for now. I'm going to take my brush, which I should have put in water and I did not. And I'm going to liquid wax matte, the second one. We had information night at school last night. I had 2 sessions, but we had 3 different classes, so Brad and I had to split up for the twins, and then we both went to pre-K. It's kind of crazy. I was like, man, if you had more than 3 kids, you'd be in trouble. If you were on your own, you'd be in trouble too. I'm going to pull that blue tape off after I get this up here. Down a little bit. Again, I'm just going to start working it down in here. Then I'm gonna use my wash rag. Just damp, It's not dripping wet. It's just a damp washcloth. I just used cool water. I wasn't sure. So I didn't ask that question, but figured it was going to cool down anyway as I was working. So there was really no sense in having it warm. But yeah, we're only in the 80s today for the first time in forever. I don't know about you guys, but man, it has been a hot summer. Somebody told me today that was God telling us we needed to be good, testing us, telling us we didn't want to go downstairs. It's too hot down there. I said, well, I definitely could be. Got me some crazy customers. Yeah, I think it's down in there. I just want to make sure it's good and stuck down. I think I did better on this one. That's the first time I've ever used these before, though. I don't think it was too terrible. But again, I can blend the drawer out so it doesn't just look like you stuck a piece of paper on it. Just braying. They said they just brayed just to make sure it was nice and smooth as it could be. It's not going to be perfectly smooth because we have these grooves it's going down into. So it's just not going to be perfectly smooth, but that's okay. And now we're just going to let it dry. So we got the second one on. Again, it's not perfectly perfect, but we'll see what happens. Beth says that's okay. Tells me that all the time. She tells me I'm too much of a perfectionist. Let the process, whatever she says about the process. We have 2 sets in our family so far of twins. We have 2 too. My little sister just gave birth to twin boys, fraternal twin boys about 3 weeks ago. So we have 2 sets too now. It's crazy when you go to school and you say something about twin. Oh, trust the process. That's right. And there's, in the same class that each of the girls are in, there's 2 other sets of twins. Hi from the UK, Karen. Hey, Dee. So that, to me, that's crazy. The school tries to put them in separate rooms because each has strengths and weaknesses. So Brad would prefer they be together, but last year was the first year that they were split up, and they did really well. So that's good. Oh, Brooke, your niece just found out you're having twins. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, tell her the first year's a blur. Yep. Boys or girls? Do we know yet? Fraternal or identical? So many questions. But after you really get to that first year and they start walking, it's just like, having 2 kids that are like, what do they call it? Something twins when you have them like 9 or 10 months apart. And so, yeah. But congratulations! The first year is just a lot of changing, feeding, changing, sleeping, feeding, changing, sleeping, feeding. Until you want to go bonkers. But so we're letting those dry. This is what our hutch looked like in the beginning. And I mean, the picture really doesn't do it justice because it'd been in a house where the guy smoked cigars. So literally the glass, it's hard, you can't see here, was like, my girls cleaned them for me. And when they sprayed them, they took a picture because you could just see the gut just running down the glass. But I took off this door, which has hinges. I took off both of the sides, which don't open. There were some screws on the inside. I took the back off and put the fabric on. But I wanted on these, it had that kind of that chicken wire, but not really cute chicken wire because was old and had really gotten stained from the cigarette and the cigar smoke. So I took those out, painted all the inside, outside, got the light to work again, put the fabric on the back, and this is what she looks like right now. She still has we still got to put the 2 cabinet doors on, but I mean, it almost looks like there's no glass in it at all. It's so clean at this point, which is awesome. I still got to secure the back. It's only secured with a couple screws at this point because it's still damp. So I just wanted to make sure it was good and dry before I put it on there. I just put the fabric on with liquid wax matte. So again, I just take my piece of fabric. What do I do with it? Oh. And I just lay it down, put it on, and then I just cut around the edges. That way I don't even have to measure it. I just lay it, put it down, and then just go back through and cut around the edges. Makes it good and easy. But I had to order it online because I couldn't find it in the store. Somebody said, they don't buy that fabric in Oklahoma anymore. I said, well, they probably should. It's going to look super cute with these inlays. So again, the inlays are by IOD. Let me see what the name of the one that we're using is. The one we're using comes with the 4 pictures, and then it comes with 1 large, or you could do it like on a dresser like this. But we're doing something similar to this without and we could always go back, and if we decide to, we could add something to the drawer in the center. But I think with the backing, I'm not sure it's going to need it. I think it'll be just fine with the 2 drawers being plain. Let me move that out of the way. And with with these just having nothing since the back, and then these just having the print. But we'll see. I mean, that's the fun thing. If you don't like it when you're done, then you can do something else. But if the liquid wax matte works with these, this is a game changer, because let's say you have a piece of furniture you redid and you're like, oh, I'm tired of it, I want to do something different. You could always add one of these with liquid wax matte. So that's amazing. Brooke, she the fob of her car she drove and got out of the post office, but then didn't have the fob, so it let her get to the post office, but it wouldn't let her go any further than that because she didn't have the fob. So she had to wait for her hubby to come bring her the fob so she could keep driving because she forgot the fob. So that was the hutch in the beginning. Last week we did Johnny on a dresser. So we put, again, it's just, you just find the print you want, you print it, have it done, you know, at one of the places that can just print on those huge rolls, and 300 pixels per square inch and 20-pound weight paper. You just want the nice thin weight paper because if it gets too thick, it's really hard. On something like this, I do cut it into pieces and then lay it onto the drawers. If it's a transfer or something like that, I don't. I'll just transfer it straight and then go back and cut where the drawers are. But with something like that, you really want it to be clean because you don't want it, you know, to be all wonky with his eyes and his nose and all that kind of stuff. So bless her heart. Her and I lately have said it can only happen to us. My grandmother's a twin and my mom's side. My dad is a twin. My husband's a twin, and we have a set of twins. Holy moly. That's a lot of twins. Irish twins. You're right. So really, once they kind of get to that year, you're good. You're good. You just kind of, your mind goes crazy because you lose that sleep. I was old too when I had the twins, so I wasn't a young 20-year-old having twins. So this is it was quite fun. You guys have any questions while we're waiting? Let me check on those to dry. If you have questions, go ahead and ask them. They're getting there. I think we just give them a few more minutes, and hopefully Bethy's here for the reveal and she can help me take one off, but she was over at Hefner, so I'm not exactly sure where she's going, but sometimes traffic at this time of day. But this one was called, and I painted this in ivory lace first. So this is actually, we have two. That's the floral. So this is the one that we're using on this one. And again, it comes with 8 pieces, and you can reuse them 3 times. I don't sell them. The IOD, there's an IOD distributor too close to my store, so I cannot sell them. But I do have friends that sell them. So Beth actually got these, but you can buy them online, all sorts of places. So let me check those again. Ooh, yeah. 4 babies in diapers. None of them were twins. I figured traffic was crazy, Missy. Wow, Lori has twins every single generation going back to her great grandmother. It's the busiest time in Oklahoma traffic. Yeah, it usually doesn't get so much. Do you have a rose gold color paint? Yep, let me get it and I'll show it to you. It is called rose gold. And there is, it's very pretty. Can you see it, Lori? It's like the lighting's on the front or on the back, but no, it's rose gold's an amazing color. I mean, I love all the metallics. I could use metallics all day long to do, even on something like this, if you didn't want to do the inlays, I mean, it's got enough detail that if you did a glaze, you could glaze into the grooves and it would be really amazing. I'm doing a baby pink dresser and we're going to go honey gold. Let me grab one. But the drawers, where they sit inside the dresser, has like little grooves at the top and that little groove at the bottom, and put a little bit of gold in each one of those, and then the handles will match with the honey gold. So it'll be really pretty. It's for her daughter's room. Trying to get it finished. But it's been a little bonkers around here lately. Yep, I love the new surface. I definitely use it on anything slick or anything old, or like this was, I mean, once we cleaned it, the beast had been unlocked at that point. So I put liquid wax on any of the spots I had to sand. Then I put new surface, and then I painted, because I knew it was going to be a bleeder because of the nicotine and also because of the age of the piece. So that's what I did. I put fabric, Sandy. It just fabric. I mean, really, you could do anything. You could even do, you could do one of the big blow up pictures on the back. But I used fabric. That's my piece. Or I cut it. There we go. But yeah, I had a small piece of this and I couldn't find it anymore in stores, so I ordered it online and it came in today. But yeah, fabric. I love to put fabric on the back of hutches. To me, it just gives them a little character, either that or a mirror, but getting a mirror cut is gotten to be so expensive. I mean, it could be, for a mirror that size, and then they get really heavy, so I have to have somebody come help me mount it. I mean, a mirror alone could be $120, $130, but the mirror, it does make it look amazing because, you know, it reflects all that light. But we definitely took it from a dark and drab hole to something that you would definitely want to display your figurines or your craft items or anything like that. A ballet color, yes, we have See Me Blush, which is just a hint of pink. And then the one I just showed you was Sweet Pea. And it is a pretty pink. Thank you, Robin. Total vintage look. I agree. Gloria says she's locked myself out of the car in my house. Had to get out a plastic patio chair and climb over a chain link gate. Oh my goodness. Driveway at 77. That girl, that's not good. Have my neighbor from across the street take the screen off the window so we could reach my keys. Oh my goodness. I'm always afraid I'm gonna fall. But yeah, the worst time, one time we just broke a window at the house. We had to get it. That was a few years ago, like a long time ago, but it happens. It definitely happens. But I just put the fabric on the back of that with the liquid wax mat. It's up there with a few screws, but it's just not 100% dry. So I'll probably pop it back off, lay it flat so it can continue to dry overnight. The fabric didn't come in till it didn't get delivered till like noon or 1 today. And for some crazy reason, I had it delivered to the house, which is 30 minutes one way, 30 minutes back. So by the time I got back to the store, it was like 3:30. So I got it on there, but it's definitely not 100% dry. So I tacked it in a couple places. I just don't want it to slide. I don't think it will, but it dries pretty darn quick. But I mean, I use the liquid wax mat for everything. I mean, again, I use it to put the fabric on. I use it to decoupage Johnny Cash and the Dolly Partons and the whole 9 yards. That's what I do. Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Karen. Yeah, the lady at I went to Hobby Lobby and Joann's, and they said, oh, people in Oklahoma to buy that fabric anymore. I said, okay. I didn't know that people in Oklahoma don't buy it, but I just thought it looked really good with that inlay. Let me find out how far out she is before I pull these off of here. How far out are you? She's like, I'm not listening to you anymore. My allergies, whoo, they've been killing me. Let me grab a Kleenex. She might have lost her phone now. Silly girl. How far out are you before I pull these off? Okay. No, I'll wait for it. We'll wait for you. 2-3 minutes. Yes. I'm going to go. Oh, I know. When I went all the way home to get the fabric, it took me like an hour 15 minutes. Got the side door unlocked for her. But again, even the fabric I put on top of the Johnny Cash, I liquid wax mat. I put a piece a little bit bigger than I needed. It was a flat folding table, laid it on top, and I took some weights and put it on it, and that was on Friday, and I didn't touch it again till Monday, and it was definitely glued down. I mean, you could have really ripped it to get it to come up, but I just needed it tacked down. So when I started to pull and move those edges, it just didn't scooch all around for me. So she said to show them what she bought. She said, show them what she bought. What does that mean? Kara, I don't know. Yes, nicotine pieces are a lot of work. My husband bought this entire house. I made him come help us clean. This was probably the best piece that came out of it. And it was beautiful. I mean, I could have maybe just painted the inside, but once we started trying to get that off, the finish was coming with it, and so there was no way to save it at that point. And parts of it are real wood, and then it's kind of went through that time and where there was veneer and stuff. So sometimes you sand too much on veneer, you can really make a big mess. Oh, Brooke had to break a window too. Oh, yep. Don't break the small one, she says. Break the big one. Charlie is telling you that Beth wants you to show us what she bought. Oh, it's up front, the gumball machine. I can go get it, but it's still up front. You mean to go run and get it? Let me go get it. I'm running. It's all the way to the front. Okay. I'm a little slow. She bought a gumball machine. I don't know what she's going to do with it. What you going to do with it, Bethy? Charlie, do you know? It's cute, though. Marco Polo. Marco! That's what she used. So I don't know what. I'm sure she'll tell you when she gets here what she was going to use, what she's going to do with it. Maybe she's just going to put gumballs in it. I don't know. Charlie, do you know? Sandy has one she wants to redo. Oh, we don't know yet, she says. We don't know. Well, there it is. It's cute. We definitely do something fun with it. But I don't know what we're going to do with it. Just put it back down here. We'll knock it off and then we'll be in trouble because we'll mess it up. All right, got them. So now they're dry. Oh, it's for the Crafty event. Yeah, something Christmassy would be cute. Well, that's in September, so you'll be about that time. So that'd be very cute. All right, she should be here in 1 second, and then we will see if this worked. I'm excited. I got a spot for the hutch on the floor. So all I have left is the handles. So each one of them these are the handles that go on here. I just painted them black, and then I watered down liquid wax matte because I wanted them pretty flat. I just wanted them to be a nice flat black. And then I sealed them because, again, they were pretty messed up. So I took all the hinges off. I painted all of them because they were a mess. But I was pretty proud. I mean, I'm telling you, I had a box like this, top to bottom of hardware and everything for the glass. And I did not end up with any extra pieces. I was really proud of myself. Because sometimes I forget where the things go, like where I took it off from. Check it, Beth. I don't think so. Check it, ? Beth. I don't think so. Should get some Crafty Edge gumballs made. Yes, she should. You can do that. Brad and I had our wedding. We had M&Ms with our picture put on. Guess we were a little crazy then. Hello, Missouri. We're getting ready to reveal the inlays that we put in onto the cabinet doors. So this one goes here. And then this one will go on the other side. And then it's fabric on the back. As soon as Bethy gets here, should be soon. She said she was right down the road. I'm going to spill something. That's what we do. Spill. But they said if you just get it damp again, and then we'll pull it off. And then the inlay should be then the ink onto the wood. Let's hope it works that way. Let's hope. So what projects have everybody been doing this week? I'm working on my dresser for the ladies' daughter's room. Won't the liquid wax dry hard with paper adhered to it? Yes. It will, but I'm going to get it wet again. And they said it worked. So if it doesn't work, we'll see. Because it hasn't cured yet. It's only been 10 or 15 minutes. Therese says she's stuck in traffic. Well, let's take one off. Let's see what happens. I can't remember which one I did first. I'm just going to use my mister. Missed it. Heck, if it didn't have those, the grid on the back, you could just decoupage the paper on. It's almost like, when we used to do, silly putty, and you would take newspaper print. Kind of what it was reminding me of. And you could do your newspaper print, and it would get on your silly putty. Am I aging myself? Oh, it's not perfect, but first try is not so bad. So I'm going to lay this down because it definitely needs to dry flat. So I'm just going to lay it over here on the floor. It's not too bad. I mean, I probably need to work on a little bit here in the center because you can't quite tell the people. Hey!
Better late than never. Oh my God, this looks amazing.
So it did come off. The people aren't quite, but I mean, I can always have to do it again.
You can always do it again because it's an inlay. Hi, everybody. I'm late.
That was my first one.
That was her. Yes.
So this is the second one.
Okay, so where's a wet towel?
Okay, you're going to do a wet towel? I just sprayed it. And it did come off.
It did.
But I might have to do the center again on that one. You know what I mean? Just lay it down. Just do the center part.
Nothing like getting stranded at the post office, people.
Oh, boy.
Here.
Yeah. It's my bottle's getting wonky. I need a new bottle. But it didn't, it hadn't cured. So it didn't.
That's good.
It didn't make it.
So we're just rubbing it with
maybe
this towel.
Yeah, maybe that's what I didn't rub. Should I have rubbed?
You probably should have rubbed. but she's, you don't know. That's the beautiful thing about.
So, but to use it again, it's got to dry, right?
I would think so.
So I'm gonna let it
I would
dry,
think
and then
so.
I think if I just do that little centerpiece again, I think this one will be fine.
Here's what I want to tell you guys. This is the beautiful thing about she just. First of all, is she not amazing time killer? She's been over here working it. She's probably like, I'm gonna kill her. I'm gonna kill her.
I'm like, let's talk about this. What's everybody doing this week?
She did great. Yeah.
So I didn't do this.
The problem is that Randall was at the hospital with his brother, and so
we want to update, and I told her I didn't have one yet.
He had to come from the hospital to go to the house. Then, of course, he couldn't find my keys because, God forbid.
Here, you want to go pull it over here and then see better?
Okay.
Oh, water. Just didn't get that started. You won't melt.
I don't melt.
I'll pick it up.
Okay, you're scaring me.
Why?
Okay, let's just pull it off and then
Alright.
we'll show them. They know. They've seen
See, you
it.
did better. The second one did better than the first one. That's okay. Again, that's what I said. We can fix things. That's okay. So you want to push it down. All I did was wet it and pull it up.
Okay.
See? I don't think that's bad.
I don't think that's terrible.
I'll do a little bit of blending.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So the second one definitely came out better.
I don't know where to lay the.
I'll just lay it on the floor. It's fine. But I mean, I knew that the doors would have to be blended some anyway. It's just going to look like you stuck
that looks
something on it.
good. That looks so good.
I'm just
Where
wondering,
did you get the fabric?
I had to order it. I went,
So Hobby Lobby says they don't sell it here in Oklahoma.
no, people in Oklahoma don't buy that.
Okay,
Should I repaint it?
this is what I think we should do. Where is it?
It is right there. I lay it back down.
I think we're gonna try.
Just
What
a
do we
little
got
bit
to
of liquid
lose?
wax.
No,
Just water.
lay it where you had it. Let's try to get it as perfect as we can.
I mean, it's really just the people because the edges did. Again, this was the first one I did, so I was like,
It's just
Rub
one
it
of
on a
those
little
things.
bit.
You just, And we've never done them. I did that one. And the thing you have to remember is that we don't know about liquid wax. I never did that either. So
But like I said, you have a piece of furniture you're tired of.
yeah, how awesome is
You
this?
could go back and add it with the liquid wax. I just didn't do this. I just wetted it, so I should have rubbed. But these are new.
And I don't know how all this works, but let's see. It's a little bit better, but not great. I think what needs to happen is she's going to have to paint the whole thing and then do the inlay
all right.
again. But that's okay, guys. The thing is this. You don't ever know.
No, I don't think so.
You don't ever know. The paint is what is on there, and you got to just play. Can you use the inlay 3 times? You can use the inlay 3 times, yes. So no harm, no foul. It's all a learning curve and a learning process.
Yeah.
You don't always, it looks really good. Hi, Melinda. Hi, everybody. Make sure you're following and sharing. We're almost to 20K. We're not almost, but we're not that far. Brooke, do you know what our numbers are, sweetie? Are you still here? Yes, I do. I love the silly putty, she said.
Yeah, but
and
that's
Brooke is
kinda
only
what
36.
That's what it kind
so
of reminded me of.
it does.
The second one definitely turned out better because you can see it. So I'll just redo the
Beth
first
is in the
one.
house. Yes, she is late, just in time to say goodbye. I made it. Yeah, Randall was at the hospital with his brother. And so when I called him and said, I left my key in my purse at our house. So he had to go all the way from down to the hospital to the house. Then he couldn't find the key, couldn't find the purse, but I'm sure he was yelling at me because my purse is full of crap. It's more cleaned out than it was because Charlie sat in the car and did it the other day. She's so good to me. Hi, Nell. Hello, everybody. There's really no change today on my brother-in-law. He is doing a little bit better, but nothing too major, significant in ways, just about the same. Just keep praying for my sister-in-law because I know she's exhausted, and I couldn't get up there today to the hospital, and I didn't go yesterday, so I need to get my booty to that hospital at some point soon. Thank you so much for praying for him. He still needs them, but he needs those prayers big time. He is definitely still needing prayer. No question about that. He is nowhere near out of the woods yet. We are at 19,612. So we're nowhere near, guys. We're still, boy, those numbers took a dive, didn't they? That is depressing. I thought that they were really picking up. So that really isn't that great. Is that from the page, or is that from the guys? I don't even know. I'm so over Facebook right now. I can't even. They are on my list. Anyway, I guess that's all I know. I'm trying to straighten out my necklace. Continue prayers for your brother-in-law. Thank you. And so she put the door back on. Can y'all see?
I didn't put it fully on.
Not fully, but
I think if I blend a little bit, or even, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That one they had put them here, but I don't think it needs it.
No.
Because of the back.
It's got enough going on. That's definitely got enough going on.
That's what I say. Just blend this a little
that
bit.
breaks it up in the middle. So I
That's
like
what
that
I
it's
think.
not.
And then I'll just redo the other one. It happens.
Yeah. People.
Shiitake happens.
It does on a
But
regular basis.
That's all right.
More so lately than usual, I will have to add.
But it is very similar to the silly putty thing that you laid your, rolled your silly putty out, and then you put your newspaper and you pulled it up. That's kind of what you're going to get.
And it's a real interesting process. I mean, it's a pretty unique and interesting
it really
thing.
is. But
And they are in the process. IOD is patenting this, and it is paint that is on the back of that. It's actual paint, they say.
I'm just glad that the liquid wax matte works, because you can literally change anything. You could literally change. If this piece was all cream and with a little bit of detail and you were like tired of it, you could change it just with liquid wax matte. As long as it hadn't been sealed with paste wax. If it had been sealed with paste wax, you'd have to get the paste wax off.
So you'd have to sand it back.
Well, or I never can remember that stuff. Not witch hazel. It's mineral spirits.
Mineral spirits will take it off.
Yep.
Get through it. Hi, Julie. Hi,
Paste wax.
Creator Studio. Okay. Prayers for Jeff. Thank you, Marcia. Thank you, guys. All right. So I totally just got this all wonky. So, and I have paint on. I guess I've had paint. I wore this shirt before. I've got paint on it. I normally try to throw them away when I get paint all over them.
That's gonna look super cool.
It's gonna look amazing. Can y'all see how good that looks? I know it's hard. Let me see if I can pull you up just a smidge so you can see.
Here, I can swing it this way.
Well, it's okay. This
I have
time.
the back. The fan's holding the back, not on, but it's just holding it so it doesn't. Get
Okay, that's
wonky
gonna
on
make it
me.
away. Do you see
It
that?
don't get wonky on me.
Isn't that look good? It looks really pretty. And then you got what is your knobs? Oh, they're just the flat ones. Like
It's
this?
gonna be like I put them down here so when I lose them in my baggie. Yeah, it's the flat ones like this one.
Oh, that's pretty.
Here,
That is really pretty.
I'll put it on real quick. It's got the nails too. But I won't put the nails in yet. I need something to get the drawer open.
I don't know what I did to this piece of jewelry, but it is not working.
Let me see if I can use a screwdriver. You like Johnny Cash?
Sorry. Oh my god, it is so awesome.
So, they could not see. We can put it up against the wall. They couldn't see the wax design on the top.
Right.
And for that night, I was struggling because I forgot what was happening. Oh, we had oral surgery.
Right. You were exhausted.
So I just painted it. So I was like, tried to sand it down.
Oh, I never saw that either, but that fabric looks amazing.
Yeah, no, you saw it black, but you could still
I could see the lines. Yes.
Yeah, and so I took my paint off, right? And as I kept continue sanding whatever they used to these dots and lines,
Uh-huh.
it was like gum.
Oh shoot.
Yeah. So
I heard you
then
say
the
that.
sander would go, and you would get, it would be all wonky. I was like, forget it. I sealed it,
You're done.
and I was like,
There's a fork in me.
There's got to be something else. Sanding's not my thing. Like, that's why I use my paints, because I don't have to sand. And so when sister got to sand that much, it makes her angry.
It's just not going to
Well,
happen.
and it was like, I don't know. I don't know. It literally was like gum. it was the string.
I want to see the front of it. Y'all, we're going to paint this gumball machine. No, I'm not checking the gumball machine. Anybody that said no, that's not going to happen is 100,000% accurate. Check. They want me to do a black and white check. Somebody said I can check. I can do it. It's not the prettiest and not the fastest, but I can do it. I am going to paint this gold though. It's going to just be painted gold, and it's going to have gumballs in it that say the Crafty Edge for the event. Black and white and gold gumballs. So hello.
See, look at those black
Beautiful,
pants.
awesome job.
Oh
my gosh, look at that. It just took it to a whole nother
I
level.
used black tie, and then I took matte wax, liquid matte wax, because I knew
What were they before? What color?
disgusting, nicotine, just
The handles?
brass, awful. It was bad.
And so she painted over
I
them.
had
So
to-
you're just so they were already on there. This was already here.
Oh
These,
yeah.
You just painted them.
Oh yeah. I love these.
I swear, you look so much like your mother
Me?
lately to me.
I love your shoes.
Thank
Oh
you.
my God.
They're little kid shoes. I'm buying little kid shoes lately.
Okay, listen to me. Her ability to blend on that Johnny Cash.
Oh, the bottom.
Insane.
can't
The
tell me.
hair, all of it.
I know.
It
That's
looks
what I
really
tell them. I
good.
add that
It
to
looks
give
really
some brush
good.
strokes, because then people really believe that I paint.
No, Brookie, I have not ordered my gumballs. I just thought about it. I probably need to get on that. How long do you think it takes?
Oh, a couple weeks.
Yeah, I'll do that tonight. I'll order my gumballs tonight. They'll be classy. That'll be classy. Yeah, we may paint our gumball machine tonight. Yeah, I gotta pay Stephanie for it. Yeah, I think it turned out really good. Now listen, guys, she's gonna redo this one, but just so you can get the gist of it,
It will look good.
it'll look amazing. And it's just enough. It's not, and it's hard to tell on the camera, but
Right.
this is extremely bold inside,
I mean,
and this is more subtle. And I really think that it really,
because
it's good. It doesn't, it's not trying to compete with, of course, this is not the, it's hard to tell because you have to rub it. Now she knows, but she didn't know. I didn't know.
I never had.
I was driving, so it was hard for me to know exactly what all was happening. And traffic. And then I turned and got into a completely one lane. I was just about to be here, and literally on MacArthur, it's completely shut down to one lane. And it's 5 o'clock traffic, guys. So I whipped around, got out of that, and had to go the back way. So it took me a few more minutes than it would have if I had not. I have those French country, and it's gorgeous. I love anything French country. It's gorgeous. I know, honest to God, this piece would have been really pretty in bungalow or in French blue too, with all that.
Well, but I was trying to match this
right
in that fabric, so I went ivory lace.
Yeah, no, it's really pretty. I'm just saying it would
No,
make
I'm
that
with you.
fabric pop like a beast.
This will sell though.
Oh, fad. That's true. Blue is more specific. You can't, and that. And so, did you hear what she just said? The ivory lace will sell because it's more adaptable to other people, to their decor. If you put blue, the French blue, which would have been amazing, to me, the French blue would make that pop so much. But the thought process is when you're selling that you want something to be adaptable to someone, it'll sell better if it's more neutral. So you have to just do. Custom gumballs are expensive. I'll check it out. If they're too much, I'll just put.
What a stamp of ourselves.
It's not that
See, you know what? The good thing on I had M&Ms at our
I'm trying to. If nothing else, I can just have CE on there, or I could just not have anything put on them. I don't really care. I'll just order the gumballs. I just basically want just the gumballs in there.
Charlie and I were talking. So the fabric's on the back, and then we did the inlays, right? So let's say 5 years from now, you're like, I'm just done with French country. Literally, you could put fabric, you could take it off. I mean, you could work the fabric off. I'd just lay fabric on top of fabric as long as it wasn't going to show through.
Right.
And then you could paint your 2 doors and do something different.
And
Look how quick that would be.
It's an easy. Once cabinet is full, it's going to be awesome. Yeah, it's going to be amazing.
It'll look pretty. I got lots of stuff to fill it with.
Yeah, she does. She will fill it out there in the showroom. with her other stuff that she sells. So, well, Stephanie, I'm really sorry. I mean, life happens. What can I tell you? I did bring you.
Oh yes, please leave. I'm gonna make you leave. Okay, that's perfect.
Okay, so
I cleaned and cleaned.
I brought my
and cleaned, and
liquid.
I lost my 2 sticks. I had two. They're gonna turn up.
Well, unless you threw them away, you might have thrown them away.
Well, I might have, or I put them somewhere for safety.
Do you have a Party City? They sell colored gumballs. Yes.
Yes.
And so does Hobby Lobby, and I'm
Is
sure
this for
Michael's.
the little ones?
I don't know. I hope not.
I have big ones.
I need gold and white, and
I got colors.
I need
Remember,
gold
I bought
and
them
white.
to put in the girls'
Oh, yes,
bathtub, and then I didn't use them.
Oh, how many? What the hell? How many did you buy? Holy smack, daddy! She's got plenty of gumballs. I wish I didn't need colors. I'd have just do with those. But I want the big. I want the big ones.
You can paint them.
They do have edible paint. We could paint them gold.
Not edible. Just for looks.
No, they do have edible
You
gold.
cannot have these.
They have edible gold and silver. They have edible paint. We could paint them gold, but we're not going to do that. I'm going to just buy them. But we are going to paint this gumball machine tonight. So it'd be wrong, but the ones I found just are spendy. Oy. Well, we don't have to have
You need to redo it, Sandy.
exactly like that one. Wow, Sandy Taylor. All right, guys, we'll be over there in a minute, Sandy, with your stuff. I love you guys, and we will see you. Stephanie doesn't feel well, and we're gonna get her out of here.
Oh, what are we doing next week? Do they have?
Oh, do you have any suggestions for next week? What do you want to see?
We will see. I forgot what we talked about. We talked about the Johnny. We talked about the inlays. Sometimes it takes me a week to get ready.
Yeah, she needs.
Because this thing was a beast to paint. I took it home, like the base and the doors and the.
Y'all make suggestions. What do you want to see with Stephanie?
Paint the inside, and I don't normally let them pick up a brush. Well, I let them prime. They did all right on the inside. I touched up a little bit.
Anybody have any suggestions for the next paint class?
They did pretty good. I just wasn't gonna take it home.
Anybody?
The bottom, the drawers.
No takers. Nobody has an idea.
No.
Transfers. Okay, we've done a little. We've touched on French transfers.
She loves them. She loves to rub.
Love it. She's like, that's payback, girl, for not being here. Trust me, I tried to be here. I was trying to mail y'all's packages.
We could do one instead of like the mermaid that we did. That was like the pieces.
Oh,
we could do one where we cut.
And we also did the transfer on the chair.
Yeah,
the green chair.
That's in Sandy Taylor's house. Like the pieces, and like I literally cut them into pieces. And you
kind of fit it in like a puzzle and make it
however you want it.
Picture frame restoration.
Okay.
Okay. Any more? Y'all throw some ideas. What do you want to see? Stephanie, teach us. I'm really along for the ride. I don't have a lot to offer, but she's much better than. However, we have taught Stephanie a couple of tricks. Not that many. She's mostly chippy wood or craft. We already did that too, kind of, Jackie. God, we kind of done it all.
Chippy, yeah.
We did a chippy. We've done resin. We've done. Let us think.
Yeah, we did do this.
We've done.
We haven't done molds.
Do you want to do molds?
I need clay with mold. Did you see that piece that Debbie just did with the molds?
Yeah, so pretty. Did she do it with clay molds or did she do it?
I don't know.
iFlex?
She didn't say. Oh, it didn't say iFlex on the deal.
Well, then it might not have been. Yeah, molds are good.
It said iron orchid and redesign.
Paint fabric.
Oh yeah, we can do
that
again.
We did that too. We did Joe's chair. We're not getting a chair from Joe.
Molds. I need to play with some molds.
And we will. Let's play with some molds because Stephanie's got some of my Formflex, and she hasn't really messed with that. So let's do that next week. We'll work on molds and
Let me
stuff.
find that.
Debbie burned herself bad. She had to go to urgent care.
What?
Debbie who? Which Debbie? Debbie Rigg?
Oh, why are you doing this phone?
Did a wonderful job. She did a wonderful job. Her live was so painful to watch, like 3 layers. Oh, sweet. Who was that did that?
This one?
Yeah. That is amazing. I don't know if those are molds.
Those have got to be molds.
Isn't that pretty? That is really pretty.
Because she said
we could ask her.
Design with Prima iron orchids. So I would assume that if she did, that's Prima, or it could be iron orchid on the inside.
Beautiful. Debbie Rig on her live today. Oh, that's too bad. I was
We
watching
need to find
it
a
for
cabinet
minute.
like that. What happened? She burned herself?
3 layers down. She had to go to the emergency or to the care something.
What'd she
urgent
burn
care.
herself with?
What did she burn herself with? A heat tool, or what was she? What did she
did mine
burn?
with that my butt.
I know. I don't know what I watched for a second, and then I was doing something,
It's
and
like
I couldn't.
birds and stuff.
Yeah, that's really lovely.
We'll have to see.
That's
we need
not
a cabinet
iFlex.
very plain. No, that's not iFlex. So
I've got a jewelry box in my storage building.
Is it
like the one
plain flat like that? Plain face? Because you really need it to be as plain as possible.
Oh, it doesn't have mine is like the ones you did for that lady.
Oh. Let me see what we can
glue
find.
with the glue gun. Oh my god. Oy chive.
Oh, the glue from the glue gun or the tip
Mm.
from the glue gun? The glue?
The glue.
Oh, that's why I hate glue.
It is
I hate
miserably
hot glue.
hot. Bless her heart.
I don't
need
use
to
it
message her.
anymore. I just really don't. I know you
Well, I
guys. I
have
know
to,
those little
but-
crafters. but-
Yeah. ER
Oh,
said
sis.
soak in milk.
What?
Really interesting.
Wear your
Soak in
finger
milk.
protectors. Yeah.
I know.
Oh, I had to. Oh man, I burnt myself hot.
Glue from the glue gun. Jiminy Christmas.
Oh.
God bless her heart. That is awful. I'll message her.
Well,
I didn't finish watching that
then you
live.
have to
I'm
pull it
sorry.
off. Ooh.
All right, guys. We are headed to Sandy Taylor's house, and then I don't know what we're doing after that, but we will do the gumball machine. I'm going to pay Stephanie for that bad boy, and I will see y'all soon. Thank you, Stephanie, so much
Bye.
for pulling it out, girl. You did it.
Ooh.
I love you guys. We'll see you soon. Bye.